Another productivity technique, the 5S technique. Here is a visual representation of what that looks like for my office, where the goal of 5S is to reduce waste. Efficiency is about making sure the inputs to something make it to the desired outputs. So, in the case of making videos for YouTube or courses, the desirable outcome is that I don't waste any of my time, or in other words, I maximize my efficiency in the time that I spend on it. So, in the 5S goal of reducing waste, we in turn increase efficiency. 5S comes from the Six Sigma set of techniques and tools for process improvement, first conceived in Japan, where the 5 S's of 5S are given as these. The English translation being sort, set in order, shine, standardize, and sustain. The process technique is really best suited in industry, specifically in manufacturing, but it does have some sensible crossovers into how you can work as an individual. I'll use my study as a visual example. The first step is to sort, going through all items and reducing things that are unnecessary. Sometimes companies may define a grading system for things that are necessary and how they might feed into the next step, depending on how frequently you use an item. The purpose of this step is to better utilize space, reduce time looking for things, and remove obstacles. The boxes behind my chair inhibit me accessing my storage space, and the 3 PC towers underneath my desk potentially inhibit legroom and take up valuable plugs. The result of the sorting process for me was this. A lot of items went: a rarely used PC tower, a big box of craft items, and wrapping paper, to name but a few. Now this is my study, my home, so I choose to keep some comforts. There was no way my Aston Martin, still need a real one, and my Land Rover Defender were going to leave. The next step in the process is to set in order the items that are necessary, or those that you choose to keep. So I've obviously got my PCs, and I've got a lot of camera equipment in my storage space behind me. This step is designed to make sure that the workflow is smooth and easy. I'll be using my study for work and projects, which involves working on the computer, filming, and editing. So anything related to doing those tasks needs to be easy to get to. Let me put it this way, with a stupid example. I wouldn't put my only computer mouse in a box inside my attic right in the far corner. It wouldn't be suitably placed when I use it all day, every day, and definitely a lot of wasted time in the process by putting it away and retrieving it every single time. It doesn't really need to be said, but the keyboard and mouse are poised and ready with a switching box between my 2 PCs. I have my camera with my main lens, which I use all the time, on top of the cupboard, and a lot of my camera equipment in these storage boxes. Alternative lenses are in one drawer, and general attachments and accessories in another, which can easily be browsed because there aren't too many things inside. And then there's another drawer for my audio equipment. It might be that you have items which you don't use so frequently and don't need immediate access to. These things would be okay to put in storage in a location that takes slightly longer to get to. Shine is the next step, which refers to keeping items in a clean condition. The driver behind this is that a dirty environment might lead to items becoming defective. Sounds a bit silly, but consider that I have camera lenses in my study which can be degraded with something seemingly as insignificant as dust. Also consider how clogged up with dust computer fans can get. I don't like cleaning, but it has some merit. Dusting monitors, sweeping the desk, and hoovering the floors effectively meets this requirement. Standardizing the process is what comes next, where the closest I'll get to this is cleaning the space on a reasonable cadence, and sorting my items when it seems things are getting a bit out of hand. Not how industry would do it, but I'm not going to go overboard when it's my house. The last step is to sustain, which just means to keep on doing this through the steps that I've just described. I hope that has given you something to consider as a potential way to increase your productivity. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.